Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Today we're going to start our factoring unit, and our first part of factoring is going to be called the greatest common factor, otherwise known as GCF, greatest common factor. Okay, today's going to be pretty simple. I just want to go through some example problems before you work on some of these on your own. All right, so the first example is we want to find the greatest common factor between 39 and 6. Basically, we want to know what is the biggest number that goes into both 39 and 6. Okay, so if we take the number 39, we know that 1 times 39 are two factors of 39. They multiply together to give you 39. Now the question, the next number after 1 would be the number 2. Does 2 go into 39? Well, if you didn't know that, you can take 39 and divide it by 2, and you would see that you would get a decimal of 19.5. So that is not a factor of 39. If you take 39 and divide it by 3, you'll see that it goes in 13 times. So those are the only factors of 39. You have 1 and 39, 3 and 13. So the number 6, which would be a little bit easier for us, everybody knows that 1 and 6 are multiples of 6, and also 2 and 3. All right, so our factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. So the greatest common factor of 39 and 6 right here would be the number 3. Simple as that. It gets a little more difficult once we get into using variables and exponents, but it's the same premise. So now we have 24. So we have 24. I know 1 and 24. I know 2 and 12. I know 3. What goes into 24 3 times? 3 and 8, and I know 4 and 6. So our factors of 24 are laid out. Now our factors of 28, 1 and 28. Ask yourself, does 2 go in? 2 does go in how many times? 14 times. Does 3 go into 28? No. Does 4 go into 28? Yes, 4 goes in 7 times. So if we're looking at the biggest number that they both have in common, that would be the number 4. So our GCF, example 2, is 4. Okay. Number 3 should be pretty easy for you because you know that 10 goes into 40. All right, 10 goes into 40 4 times. So right off the bat, you know that if one number goes into the other, that is your greatest common factor. Okay? Let's get into number 4. Example number 4, we have 39 and 30. Well, we already know that our factors of 39 from our example number 1 are 1, 3, 13, and 9. 1, 3, 13, and 39. And our factors of 30 are 1 and 30. I got 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and our last 2 would be 5 times 6. Okay. What is the biggest number that they have in common? Well, we know the biggest number they have is 3. But if you look at here, the 39 has a variable of v with it. So that the 39 has a v. And the 30 has has a u and a v. This one has a u and a v. So now you got to ask yourself, what do they have in common? Well, you know the GCF has the number 3 in common. We know our number 3 is what's in common. But they also have something else in common. And that is, they don't have a letter U in common because they both don't have the letter U, but they both have the letter V, so they share that letter V. So our greatest common factor is going to be 3V. Number 5, As you get good with this, think of yourself. What numbers multiply to give you 35? You don't have to list them out all the time. Well, you know that probably the one that comes to mind is 5 and 7. Or 5 times 7 gives you 35. And then you think about the number 21. Well, you know 1 and 21 and 7 times 3. All right, so the biggest numerical number that they have together is 7. Okay, but now we're going to look at our variables. So the 35 has, I'm going to list them out the way they have. Here's 2 n's and 1 m, and the 21 has 2 m's and 1 n. So does everybody see that? Now we gotta circle pairs that match up. Well, you can see that I have a pair of m's that match up here. Also, I have a pair of n's that match up. And what I'm left over is an n and an m, but they don't match up. Therefore, we cannot circle them. So I know my GCF numerically is 7, but I also have a pair of m's match up, so that'll give me 1 m, and n's that match up, so that would give me an n. Okay? Number 6, 30 and 20. What numerical number is a factor of 10 and 20? Well, I know what number goes into both 10 and 20. Yeah, you guys got it. So the GCF numerically is 10, goes into both 10 and 20. Now this 30 has 3 y's. The 20 has 2 y's. How many pairs can I circle? Well, there's only 2 pairs that I can circle because there's not another y down with the 20 that I can circle. So how many y's do we have? That's going to be giving you a y with an exponent. How many pairs do you have? With an exponent of 2. Okay? Your homework for today, and this should go pretty quick because you do have a number of them that do not have any variables at all. I want you to do numbers 7 through 16. Number 7 through 16. Don't worry about 17 and 18. And the answers are at the end of the worksheet. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to submit your work. Any questions, you can hit me up on the remind. If not, I will be submitting another video and work on Thursday. Have a great week, guys. Bye.